Hello, CELPIP test takers. Do you find listening the most difficult part of CELPIP? You have no idea what CELPIP is? Okay, so in case you were a CELPIP test taker and you already know and you agreed, yes, listening is very hard for me. Here, you'll find tips that I'll share with you so you can succeed in especially the listening part 6. Yeah, it's listening for a viewpoint. That's the goal of today's video. In case you don't know, you have no idea what CELPIP means. CELPIP is a proficiency exam, something similar to IELTS, that enables you, that helps you show authorities in Canada that you have a minimum level of English to work, study, and live in Canada. So if that's your desire, please bear with me, stay with me, because we're gonna do some hands-on exercises. My name is Rafaela Ramos. I'm a CELPIP IELTS trainer. I've been an English teacher and an English tutor for over 12 years. So I try to use all of this experience to give you confidence, to give you the right strategies so you can be autonomous, confident, independent, and nail and ace this exam. Yeah, that's what I mean to help you out with here. So let's go ahead and do it, yeah, without further ado. I want to share with you some slides, and as an introduction, I do my best to be a little more straightforward, but it's very difficult for me. Sometimes I start the video like, let's do this in less than 7 minutes. I think I'll quit trying doing this in less than 7 minutes, but I'll try to do it pretty fast. Okay, so beautiful slides to show you the goal of our presentation. So CELPIP listening, part 6. If you don't know the listening for CELPIP, it's divided into 6 parts. Yeah, this one is part 6. Yes, we're getting to the end, and that means it's the most difficult one too. Yes. When you're listening for viewpoints, you normally listen to a specialist. Yeah, a specialist normally uses difficult jargons, vocabulary that can be tricky. Yeah, can be scary. But that's what we're here for. We're here to practice, to feel more confident. And when it comes, when the time of the exam comes, you feel more confident. So for part 6, we will do some vocabulary. Yeah, I'll pre-teach you some vocabulary. This won't happen during the real life exam, of course, but that's a preparation so you have an opportunity to learn new vocabulary, and this is going to help you perform and do better in the real exam. I'll share strategies. We'll have some hands-on, not hand-on practice. We're going to be listening to or listening for viewpoints. And in the end, I always do some coaching. I give you some motivational, inspirational contribution. Okay, so I'm Rafaela. I already talked about me. And we use the PDP methodology to succeed in the listening. So we start with the pre. So we do note taking. So if you don't have pen and paper, go ahead and get your pen and paper. You're going to need this. And you're going to be given pen and paper during the real life exam. So you better practice strategies that you're going to be doing in the exam. Okay. During D, we have the WH questions that we ask ourselves. So instead of being like, oh, I'm afraid I don't think I will understand. No, we are changing our mindset. And that's a strategy that I encourage you to do for all the listenings, 1, 2, 3, but especially for the 3, listening part 3, part 4, part 5, and part 6. For complex listening, you should ask yourself during the listening, who is speaking? WH. Where are they? What's the idea? What's the problem? Why are they talking about this? How are they planning to solve? How much? How many people? So these are questions that help you build an image, a scene, so then you stay focused. And I think that's the most difficult part for you to plan, for you to do actually when you are training for an exam. Sometimes you never experienced to be for 40 minutes doing listening activities. No. So the focus here is to break it down parts by parts, part by part. So start with 1 minute, yeah? If watching this whole video is too much for you, do 1 minute with me, yeah? And then tomorrow you do 2, and then you do 3, and then you can sit down and focus for 40 minutes or 50 minutes and do a complete exam before you get to the real exam. That is the idea. And then we do the pause listening, the P part of the methodology. We read attentively the question and we answer the questions, right? Sometimes you have to conclude something that is not very clear, interpret, yeah, feelings, attitude. So that's part of the listening too. Yeah, sometimes the information is not there in words, but it's more like the attitude or the interpretation. We're gonna practice this together. Oh my God, I'm speaking so much. So these are the keywords I want to pre-teach you. So we're going to practice the pronunciation and I'm going to tell you some synonyms. Let's go. Carbon emissions. Repeat that with me. Carbon emissions. Carbon emissions. Carbon emissions is carbon, the chemical element. Yeah. Emissions is what comes out, for example, from cars. Yeah. So we're probably talking about the environment, yeah? So you can start to build the scenario of the listening. Mobility, similar to Portuguese, if you're a Portuguese speaker, yeah? So normally you're talking about vehicles, cars, something that moves, transportation, yeah, involves movement. Infrastructure, so infrastructure of cities, buildings, roads, that's infrastructure. Convenient is something that makes your life easier, yeah? Inconvenient doesn't make your life easier. Convenient makes it easier. Anxiety, difficult pronunciation, this one. Repeat with me. Anxiety. So do not confuse with anxious, yeah? You could say, oh, she's an anxious kid. She keeps biting her nails. She never stops. But anxiety is the condition. Oh, anxiety needs treatment, or you should do yoga for anxiety. Yeah, anxiety is the issue, is a noun. Next one, electric. It's not electric, it's electric. Electric. Electric, right? It's something that needs electricity, like an electric bus, for example. If you're from Curitiba, there are many electric buses in Curitiba, yeah? Next word is sustainability. Sustainability, not sustainability, okay? Sustainability. It comes from sustainable. Yeah, sustainability is something that many countries worry about and companies, right? So you have this idea of like, okay, you care about the environment, but you also focus on making money. So then you try to have some sustainability, like, yeah, some interests that match. Next word is resilience. Resilience. So when you face a challenge, you stay strong, yeah, and you become a resilient person. Reduce, decrease, reduce, yeah. Pollution grid. Pollution actually, and then grid is another word, yeah. Pollution, so when we have a lot of pollution, like water pollution, air pollution, when it's dirty, yeah. Grid, you see, it's a word that it's a very general word that in this context is more related to power grid. So when you talk about power grid, you're talking about, for example, you can get power from the water, you can get power from electricity, uh, natural gas, you can get power from petrol. So all of this makes a grid. A grid is like all the sources of energy make a power grid. Yeah, it's a very general word that will appear a lot. I can even show you. I was researching and trying to um, investigate so you guys can see. Yeah, whenever you don't understand something, use Google Images. Yeah, so grid. Yeah, you have a grid. So eolic power that is directed, right, to this power grid, and then this energy, this power goes to houses, it goes to a charger, then you can charge electric vehicles. So I'm kind of advancing you into the topic, right? You know what we're going to be talking about. So that normally makes listening easier, yeah, when you kind of know what to expect during the listening. Okay, and another word is populated. Populated, so it has a lot of people living in a place. It's a populated place, right? For example, Tokyo, very populated place. Upgrade, so you can downgrade or you can upgrade, right? You can upgrade your plan. You can upgrade normally plans, yeah, like Netflix. So your whole family can use the plan. We have the word urban, as opposed to rural. Very difficult pronunciation, right? Urban places, cities, yeah. So you don't have a lot of nature. And environmentally friendly. Environmentally friendly. If it's difficult, break it down, say it slowly, right? So, for example, some technologies can be environmentally friendly. For example, electric vehicles are environmentally friendly, right? But other things are not as environmentally friendly, such as plastic bags. Yeah, that take a long time to decompose. Okay, I already left here my space for note taking. You'll do this in paper, right? Because I know you already have notebook. You have your pen there with you. So I'd like you to just have these things with you. Mine is already prepared. So we're gonna start, yeah? Without further ado, let's get started. Let's do this part 6 activity. And I'll be taking notes here and sharing my notes with you. Okay, so overview, right? So we'll hear a report, a specialist talking about a topic, a viewpoint, for about 3 minutes. So it's long, yeah? That's why we need to stay focused and write down. Abbreviations, keywords, asking ourselves those questions: what, where, when, how, why, yeah? So we can follow the listening. And if you don't understand a word, don't focus on this. Focus on other aspects, on the main idea, so you don't let your or negative emotions scare you away. Stay focused, stay present. You can do it. I'm here to help. So let's go ahead and do it. You have 6 questions to answer after we do the listening. You guys ready? I'm ready. We're ready then. So let's get started. I'm excited.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
So instructions, you hear presentation report.
The advent of electric vehicles.
Let's do it again. Yeah, it was pretty fast, but you will. Let's do this. Just a moment.
From the drop-down menu.
So, presentation report, impact of electric vehicles and not vehicles, okay, on urban transport infrastructure. Not an easy topic. We can do it, yeah. I'll change the screen, so then I'll share with you my notes as I take them, but focus on taking your notes, what you find relevant and important, okay? Let's do it.
The advent of electric vehicles, EVs, has ushered in a transformative era for urban transport infrastructure. With the growing concern over environmental sustainability and the need to reduce carbon emissions, EVs offer a promising solution that can significantly alter the urban mobility landscape. Here we examine the impact of electric vehicles on urban transport infrastructure. One of the most notable effects of EVs on urban infrastructure is the demand for charging stations. As more people switch to electric cars, the need for convenient, accessible, and fast charging points has surged. Municipalities and private enterprises have responded by expanding charging networks, placing charging stations in parking lots, shopping centers, and public streets. This development not only reduces the range anxiety that once deterred potential EV buyers, but also boosts local economies by increasing foot traffic to businesses near charging stations. Furthermore, the rise of EVs has placed pressure on local governments to invest in grid infrastructure upgrades. The simultaneous charging of multiple EVs can strain the power grid, necessitating smart grid solutions and investments in renewable energy sources to meet the increased demand. These upgrades, in turn, have a positive impact on the overall resilience and sustainability of urban power systems. The proliferation of EVs is also reshaping public transportation. Many cities are investing in electric buses, creating quieter, more environmentally friendly fleets. Electric buses reduce noise pollution and contribute to cleaner air in densely populated areas. So, electric vehicles are driving significant changes in urban transport infrastructure. They are reshaping the urban landscape by promoting the expansion of charging infrastructure, necessitating grid upgrades, and fostering a greener, more sustainable urban transit system. As more cities and countries embrace EVs, the positive impact on urban transport infrastructure will continue to grow, creating cleaner, more efficient, and environmentally friendly urban spaces.
Okay, not an easy listening, right, guys? Yeah, lots of complicated words. So it is a listening part that we need a lot of emotional management, yeah? So like breathing, staying focused, not giving up. It's something that we need to be constantly doing. I myself get lost, while taking notes because it's not an easy topic. So if you feel like, oh my God, I know nothing about this topic, do listening about other topics like environment, politics. The previous listening we did, it talked about HIV. So very, very the topics you listen to. This is going to help you get better and deal better with the unexpected because they can basically have any sort of topic. AI, right? Some hot topics. Make sure you vary the content, okay? So, the overview, the gist, the main idea of the listening was basically talking about environmental sustainability, that the EV, the electric vehicles, they bring to cities, right? And that they change the urban infrastructure because once you have electric vehicles, there is a demand for charging stations. So where are you going to charge the vehicle, right? So this surge, this augmentation, this increase of charging stations alter the city, right? They also talked about the anxiety sometimes. If it's a new technology, then you're not sure that you're going to have charging stations near your house, but then the infrastructure of the city changes and then you reduce this anxiety, right? Then you have upgrades. The infrastructure of the city gets better. The transportation gets quieter. There is less noise. There is better air quality. Yeah. So then the cities get more sustainable. It's a reality already in some big cities, right? Okay, so I think now we're ready to go ahead and do the question answering. Oh my God. So let's go ahead and do it, right? So let's analyze question by question. If we need, we're going to check the transcript, okay? So you should choose the best answer to each question from the drop-down menu. So number one, the primary reason for the growth of electric vehicles, EVs, is there. So what is the main reason, the primary reason for the growth of electric vehicles, for using more, yeah, electric vehicles. So why are people using more electric vehicles? Because of their lower fuel costs. Fuel is gas, electricity, yeah, it's what makes the vehicle move, yeah. So that's what we call fuel. So is it about the price? The price is cheaper? I'm not sure that's the primary reason, right? I don't remember having that. I don't remember them having mentioned or mentioning price as something, right? So we can cross this out. Environmental sustainability. Right? They talked about pollution, remember? That noise is reduced. That can be a thing. Increase speed. So did they talk about velocity, about speed, that when you have electric vehicles, cars are faster? I don't remember any mentioning of speed. So we can cross this out, yeah? Normally there are two easy ones, and then two that you sometimes get confused. Did they talk about convenience in this case? That electric vehicles are convenient, they're easy to use? I'm not sure, right? Because they talk about the necessity of changing infrastructure, right? So you still don't have lots of power stations. Like you have a lot of gas stations if your car needs gasoline as fuel, right? So then we can cross this out and choose to, it's their environmental sustainability, right? Okay, so number one would be number two. Number two, municipalities are responding to the increasing demand for EV charging stations. So municipalities are cities, yeah? How are they responding? How are they solving this increasing demand, this need, this necessity for EV charging stations? So when you have an electric vehicle, you need a charging station. You need a place to charge this car, right? So what are they doing to solve this? So by limiting the number of charging stations, so they're making the amount, the number of charging stations controlled, or they are not allowing the number of charging stations to grow. I think it's quite the opposite, right? So we can already exclude this one. By increasing parking fees for electric vehicles, for EVs, parking fees, the money that you pay when you park your car, does it have any connection with the topic? Not really, right? We crossed this out. There's nothing was mentioning about parking the car. By expanding charging networks, are they constructing, are they building more charging stations so you can charge your car, and there are many more places for you to charge your electric car? It could be, right? By promoting non-electric vehicles. It's quite the opposite, right? They're promoting, they want people, they're talking about the benefits, the good things about EVs, right? So then I think two was pretty easy. What do you guys think? It was easier than number one? So by expanding charging networks, right? That's how they are responding. If you have more EV cars, you make more charging networks, yeah? Number three, charging stations near businesses can, so remember, charging stations is like a gas, a place where you go with your car to charge your vehicle. So charging stations near businesses can reduce foot traffic, and foot traffic is like the number of people walking near your business, and this can be good, right? Imagine you have a clothing store and there are more people walking in front of your store. Probably you have more people buying, yeah, because they're there. So that can be a good thing. So having charging stations near your business reduce foot traffic? I think it's the opposite, right? It increases foot traffic because you have more people walking around, or driving around. Have no impact on nearby businesses. Nothing, right? You build a charging station, you have more people coming with their electric vehicles, and it has no impact. That's false, right? Of course you will have impact. There will be more people. You will increase foot traffic. That's it, right? Oh, in this case, you don't even need to read the next one, but we will read just to make sure that we're right. Cause business closures. So because there are charging stations near your business, this will cause your business to close. I think that's quite the opposite, right? If you are a business owner, you have your store, you want more people around, you want more people coming, yeah, to the surroundings of your business. So then 3 is 3, right? Number 4, investments in renewable energy. And renewable is a very hot word for this type of listening, because renewable is the opposite of petrol, for example, of gasoline, because it's non-renewable. But what is renewable? When you have eolic energy, when you have electric energy, because they don't pollute, right, the environment. So investments in renewable energy sources are necessary for the power grid to increase noise pollution. So because you invest, you put money in renewable energy resources, so the noise pollution gets higher. Not really, right? So these investments are necessary to reduce our reliance, our dependence on fossil fuels. So if we invest in renewable energy, like electric, like water or wind power, we depend less on fossil fuels. That's true, yeah, but let's take a look at the other ones. So these investments in renewable energy decrease charging station usage. I don't think so, right? When you invest in renewable energy, you increase charging station usage because electric vehicles are renewable energy. Yeah, as we heard, it's a cleaner type of energy. So we can exclude this one. A little complex, this one. Yeah, I know, guys, I know. Or you save costs on infrastructure upgrades. Investing in renewable energy are necessary for the power grid to save costs. Not really, right? To save costs on infrastructure. It's actually the opposite, yeah? Let's take a look at the transcript for this one, because I'm like, oh my God, it can be confusing. So let's take a look at the transcript. Here is the transcript. So let's read attentively again. Investments in renewable energy sources are necessary for the power grid. Let's take a look. Upgrades, resilience, and sustainability of urban power systems. Yeah. The proliferation of EVs is reshaping public transportation. Many cities are investing in electric buses, creating quieter, more environmental-friendly fleets. Electric buses reduce noise pollution, contributes to cleaner air, so they are driving significant changes in urban transport infrastructure. So they are reshaping the urban landscape by promoting the expansion of charging infrastructure, necessitating grid upgrades, right? So what we can say for sure then here is that investments in renewable energy are necessary for the power grid to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, right? So we don't need to use other types of fossil fuels to drive our cars, right? Number 5, electric vehicles strain. Strain is to put pressure, yeah? Strain. Electric vehicles strain. Decrease the need for grid upgrades. This is a difficult one, right? Electric vehicles strain. Decrease the need for grid upgrades. Electric vehicles strain the power grid and necessitate upgrades. Electric vehicles strain improve the efficiency of the grid. Electric vehicles strain have no impact on the grid. So, let's understand this phrase because it's quite complicated, yeah? Electric vehicles strain. So when you strain and that's the relationship with the grid, yeah, with where you recharge your car. Let's think together because here I'm getting a little confused too. Electric vehicle strain decrease the need for grid upgrades. No, when you strain, when you have more electric vehicles, you need more power grids. You need more upgrades, so you don't decrease the needs, you need more. Yeah? Okay, we're getting clear. Oh my God. Yes, okay. And electric vehicles strain the power grid and necessitate upgrades. Strain the power grid and necessitate upgrades. Um, it, it makes sense, right? When you have more electric vehicles, you strain the power grid and you need more upgrades. Yeah. For example, more people have their EVs and they go and use the power grid, which is like a gas station for electric vehicles. And then you need to upgrade this and you force, yeah, the technology to be upgraded to be better. Yes? Oh my God. Does it make sense to you guys? Please tell me. This was very hard, yeah? The teacher had to read 2-3 times, right? So imagine you need to do more listening, you need to do more practice, right? And we're doing here practice together. So consider yourself very victorious for being here in this very, very challenging, not difficult, okay? Because when you say challenging, we want to win, we want to overcome. When we say difficult, it's like, oh my God, this is not for me. It is for you. Yeah, it is for you. So you see, we're not aiming perfection here. We're aiming focusing. When we find difficulties and trouble, like I found with you now, I just focus on what is being asked, what I did not understand. So if you don't know what strain is, then it would be hard, yeah? But now you know what strain is. It's forcing, it's training, yeah? So when something is forced, you need upgrade. You need to improve, yeah? So the other ones that we think are not right, electric vehicle strain improve the efficiency of the grid. So when you strain the grid, when you use more the grid, you improve the efficiency. I think first you upgrade and then you improve the efficiency, right? Electric vehicles strain have no impact on the grid. The more you use electric vehicles, the stronger grids you need, right? Let's take a look at the transcript for this one. Okay. Creating more, reshaping, investing in emergency process. Let's see where they talk about the grid. Look, the rise of EVs has placed pressure on local governments to invest in grid infrastructure upgrades with the simultaneous charging of multiple EVs. So you have more EVs, you can strain, you can deplete, you can make the power grid weaker, like there are many cars using the same power grid. So you necessitate smart grid solutions. So that's upgrading the system, right? Yes, we got it right. Oh my God, so exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last one. Number 6. The meaning behind the phrase, and that's inference. Yeah, that's something that appears a lot in the listening for CELPIP. Sometimes the information is there, and then you need to interpret. What is the attitude? What is behind that? So the meaning behind the phrase range anxiety in the conversation is the fear of electric vehicles running out of power mid-drive. So this anxiety normally is fear, right? Is the fear that, oh my God, I have my EV, and then I don't know if there will be a station for me to charge if I get out of energy, if I run out of energy. It can be, right? The worry that electric buses are too noisy. I'm not sure. The desire for more EV charging stations, is it about the desire or is it about fear? Anxiety is fear, not desire, right? Excitement of driving an electric vehicle. So again, anxiety is a negative emotion. So excitement is a positive emotion. So it would be between those two. If you know that anxiety means fear, you would go for number one. Yeah. If you don't know, you would be confused between those two. Let's take a look at the transcript and double check. So this not only reduces the range, oh here, municipalities and private enterprises has responded by expanding charging networks. That means they have more charging networks, a greater number of charging networks. When you have more charging networks, remember charging networks are like gas stations. You reduce the range anxiety. If you know what range means, range is like, for example, the range is very small when you're talking about a small city. But when you talk about New York, the range is bigger. You have more neighborhoods. So you have to have power grid stations in many other neighborhoods. So then you have a greater range of power grids. Yeah. So if you have more power charging stations, you get less anxious. You know that, okay, if my car is low in battery, I know that in a kilometer I can find a station, right? So then we were right. Yes. You reduce the fear of electric vehicles running out of power mid-drive. Mid-drive is in the middle of your journey. I don't know, from your house to work, for example. Oh my God, guys, this was difficult. Yes, I know. I know it's very, very challenging. I want to end this by sharing with you that all you need to do is practicing. All you need to do is focusing on what you can do today. Let's try to focus on enjoying the journey, right? Rather than thinking, oh my God, this is too difficult, I'm going to give up. Please, that's not going to help, right? So what I want to finalize this video class practice today is by asking you, why do you want to live in Canada? Why do you want this? Because when you have these moments of like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Yeah, I feel so bad because my performance in the listening is still not good enough. For example, I need a 5. And if I do the calculations, I'm still getting like a 4, but I want a 5. Uh, think to yourself, why? What is your why? Oh, because I want to live in Canada. But why do you want to live in Canada? Why do you want to take a test? For example, sometimes it's CELPIP, sometimes it's IELTS. Oh, because I want to study abroad. Why do you want to study abroad? Why do you want to work abroad? Oh, because I'm not happy in my job. But why you're not happy in your job? You know, go a little deeper with the questions. Oh, because I'm afraid. I want to feel free to walk from my work to my house and feel that there is less violence, or that I can have better quality of life. You know, if you have this strong why, when you have a setback or a difficulty, you have motivation. You have your power back to be resilient and to go ahead and try harder tomorrow. Go ahead and try harder the next day. And then you build consistency. okay? So stay consistent, stay focused, stay positive, keep on coming back to this channel. I hope you had a nice time with me, not only improved, but also had fun. Make sure you're having fun and enjoying the journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!